So in this pack, nothing super exciting. I think maybe we'll just take the Mockingbird. I'm not excited to play this because, we really don't want to play blue. There's only two archetypes. We could just take the Season 1 God, but you get these so late sometimes. We'll take Mockingbird and just know that we might not play it. Um, so I've been talking about Patchwork Banner a lot, and it's a card I really love. Especially because, it's people have been saying it's hard to stay open in this set, and I sort of disagree. I think people are focusing a lot on the tribal aspects, but and I know Patchwork Banner is sort of one of the I guess typal centric cards, but it's colorless. It goes into any deck, and it's pretty good. I'm gonna go for it here over the Saver. I think Saver's very good, but this obviously goes in more decks. And then yeah, maybe Long River Lurker here. I'd say it's the best card, maybe the second best card. We've seen a good amount of black. What was the black card we just? Oh, Saber. Yep. We'll take the Lurker though. We'll stay in blue, and obviously we can play Fox. I guess this is a bird, but I think it. Oh, it stays a bird either way. In addition to the type, so it can transform into whatever we end up making it. So here's a tough one for me, right? It's Mind Whisker and Pawn Prophet. Now I think Pawn Prophet goes a little bit better with the Long River Lurker, but it's possible that Mind Whisker is just a better card. But you know what? Like I love Mind Whisker, and I think it is a really good card. But I think that you really want Pawn Prophets to get this blue-green deck going. I don't know that we're necessarily playing strictly blue-green, but I just feel like if I don't have a Pawn Prophet, I don't have a deck a lot of the time. We'll get Long River Lurker and Polywallop. Um, I sort of love the Lurker. Polywallop's really good, obviously, and it is hard to find removal, but I think just taking the Long River Lurkers, this is just the start of a nice engine. Um, you can get the mentor and pay the mana for the engine, but getting damage in is also not irrelevant because it can make any creature unblockable. Even Calamitous Tide is very good, but another Pawn Prophet, like what just a compact little engine we have going. I mean everything's a fog so far. I mean our Mockingbird, if we only have fogs, will become a fog. Can you just play this for nothing? You may, yeah. You could just play this for 1 mana as a 1/1. I don't think you should do that, but like you could. Um, so yeah, there's a nice start to a deck here. Not a huge, I like enormous power level, but a bunch of cards that do stuff. So one thing I was looking at recently is that if you look among top players on some of the land, or not the land cards, the 20, what's it called? 27, no, not 17 lands. Runaway Together does a lot better than it does in general. Pop Edge Formation also, I thought this sort of started off poorly. I like the versatility of this. I'm going to take this. I think you can get Runaway Togethers later. Sunshroud Druid is a card I love. I'm always talking about this card. It's just having just the early plays, having the additional hook. Mindspell I also think is pretty underrated, but I think you can get those later on. Um, Here, I don't know if we need the Hermit, so maybe we'll just take the Denial. I always feel like I'm stuffed at 3 drops. He has a free Mind Spiral, just like we were talking about. And like we said, stuffed on 3 drops. Probably the Finch formation here. Maybe not play it. Waterspout Warren, I never think I've played. I know other people like this, but it doesn't. I might actually play that one. Ooh, Phineas is nice, but look at this thing right here. What is this? Just an absolute bomb. For 2 mana, does everything I think you want. It helps you kill creatures. It helps you attack. Getting the +1/+0 and trample is so good. Like it's really so good. And then getting to draw cards just for no reason, just for fun, just like a fun part of this card that it didn't need. Yeah, this is bonkers. We're obviously going to take this. It's actually really good. I don't know if it's particularly good in blue green because it's good in everything, but you can get the sticky tongue sentinels and you can actually recycle it um, and just play it again. I mean, obviously, if you level it up, it's a huge mana investment, but if you just play this and then later in the game sticky tongue, like on turn 5, you can sticky tongue and play this again. Um, it's been, a pretty nice combo for me, and I imagine for everybody. It's just so good. Such a wild card. Here, well, a lot of red cards, a lot of not great red cards, which I repeat myself. Carrot Cake's very good card, obviously not really what we're looking for. Runaway Together, a Sunshroud Druid. I'll take another Sunshroud Druid. I'm sure you could have too many of those, but I haven't gotten there yet. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so I'm sort of interested in this, as you might have guessed. Fell's a great card. Sticky Tongue is a card I was just talking about, and we could definitely play. Like, you could definitely play Sticky Tongue and not screw up your draft at all. Um, or you could pick the rare here. You could definitely pick this rare, and I like doing that. Are we playing enough blue is the question. Are we going to miss out on a Sticky Tongue? I don't know if we'll miss out on a Sticky Tongue. I mean, we'll miss, we'd like to have a Sticky Tongue. Ooh, green is drying up. Intrepid Rabbit's a very good card. I mean, I don't think there's any way we're getting to Intrepid Rabbit. I guess we'll take Cash Grab. I don't even want to play Cash Grab here. Wow, another Intrepid. Someone's getting a lot of late Intrepid Rabbits. That person's going to have a very good deck. Skyscraper Duo, I think, has been a little bit disappointing. Not because it's bad, just because it's not amazing. It's blinking cards. Oh, here I think Longstock Ball is probably the best of these removal spells, right? Out of Sugarcoat and what's the other one called? I don't know. Downdraft. This is just a little expensive. Um, just because, yeah, it has the blink, but it's the end of turn blink. Ooh, Sticky Tongue, nice. Exactly what we're looking for. It's the end of turn blink, which is I think worse most of the time. I guess they don't want you to be able to. There's probably just some loop that you could do otherwise. Clifftop is another disappointing card, I think, but we're gonna take it. It's a 3-drop, and it's nice with the blinks. Um, so yeah, I don't know if we'll end up playing this Eluge. I I play very greedy mana wise. I actually don't think we want like any of these cards. I think I'd rather just take a random 2-drop because if my deck doesn't have enough 2-drops, I'll feel bad. But if it doesn't have enough cash grabs, I'm not going to feel bad here. Not in this particular deck, right? Um, wow, and do we get the Sticky Tongue Sentinel back? Oak Hollow Village. I mean, it does buff. This card has been not great. We have some stuff. See, we have too many spells. I think there'd be a time when we'd want to cast a spell and we wouldn't be allowed to, and I'd be sad. Okay, we get a rare that's on color and on theme. I think the next best card would be Tree God Duo. So easy pick here. And we're sort of just off to the races. Ooh, some interesting cards. I love how many non-creatures or instant sorceries specifically. We only have 3 instant sorceries. I love the crab to the point where I'm sure I overvalue it. I think Baker's Bane Duo is a very legitimate pick here. I think we can get Spell Guy back. I might take the Baker's Bane Duo. I know that sounds wrong. Like, we want these 2 cards, but am, am I wrong for taking? Like, I want to have 2-drops. Yeah, I'm gonna hope that the crab wheels. That was pick 2. Oh, could I get another Baker's Bane Duo? Or do I want a Calamitous Tide? It might be Tide time. Tide time. High time. High tide. There's something there. Um, we don't have a lot of 6s, and then we have 0 6s. Obviously, I love Baker's Bane Duo. I could not make it more clear. Head of the Homestead, I think, is actually pretty decent in this deck. You can blink it for some stuff. Let's take this one. And okay, we'll take Cliff Top Lookout. We have a deck now. Oh, whoa, ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow. What is this? This is 4 just absolute bangers here, right? Like, what is happening? This is something. How many 3s do we have? We have a bunch of 3s. We have 2 Long River Lurkers. We don't have a ton of blink stuff. I actually like Kidnap. I'm gonna play Kidnap. The other two cards are probably better, but we don't get to play a lot of Kidnaps. We're gonna have to cut something anyways. Night Fisher will cut. We're not gonna play any of these, I don't think. Ooh, another Pawn Prophet? No way. No way. I'm sort of tempted to take this. Do we have a lot of boost spells? We have one. Yeah, we have too many boost spells. Also, we want. I actually lost a game because this is not an island, and I needed more islands. We'll take this card. Again, we're going to have to make some cuts. Curious Forger. So I think we're looking at like pack. You just don't wheel stuff a lot of the time. So we'll cut this Thought Shucker. Mhm. So is this the pack? Did we get the spell guy back? I can't even tell at this point. I'm a little cooked. My brain's a little cooked. We got a lot of threes. I wonder if we're cutting the Mind Spiral or the spell guy at this point. I like the Calamitous Tide. Mockingbird's fine. We could cut the Sky Skipper. I think we probably cut the Mind Spiral. I think Head of the Household, was that the pack I was hoping to wheel something? We need to cut two more cards. Cut one. And, Sunshower Druid's so good with Mistbreath Elder. I always say though, you don't need to make your like absolute bomb rares even bombier. So that's another playable. We got a playable card, in the 39th pick. Okay, so we have a ton of fogs. All our stuff's fogs. We could cut a non-fog here. Did I take this over a bunch of cards and then yeah. Um, because we have 14 creatures, 16 creatures, 14 of the fogs, but one of our birds turns into a fog. Probably. What's the non-fog? Oh, this thing. The fish. So yeah, this is buffing everything on our deck. This is maybe the best patchwork ban I've ever had. Bunch of pawn profits, happy with those. Um, so I think the cards we could play are Warden, Duo, Head of the Household, Head of the Homestead, and Mind Spiral. We don't have enough birds for this, obviously. Let's try this one out. And we'll hopefully get into some games. I mean, they'll put us in games. That's how it works. I'm going to keep this. We'd love to have a forest, but if we have to go, we have a lot of. So we do have a lot of green one drops, and also have this thing, which is sort of certainly a little contradiction. I mean, if we draw no lands, obviously that'd be bad because if we can get the patchwork banner into play, everything comes together. Because then obviously we have green mana. Beautiful, right on time. This one should be easy. Yeah, fuck. And we'll play this thing. We'll bounce this. Might just kidnap something. Kidnap is. Oh, what are we doing here? I guess maybe they're playing like able to fight something? What are we thinking? What are we thinking, team? We do want to keep the card draw going because we need to draw. We want to draw lands to make this bigger. This only works on instants sorceries, although it does count this, but it won't make this cost 0. It does not work on the kidnap. So maybe a reason to bias towards blue cards, maybe a reason to bias towards instant sorceries. Again, I don't think you should be playing around your bombs necessarily. I don't think you need to maximize every. And again, I don't even know this is a bomb. Um, really interesting. I mean, that works, I guess. What if they'll attack you? No, that's interesting. Oh, it kills my fish? Huh, unfortunate. We sort of want to draw a card here. I can play Sticky Tongue, play another land, play 2 Sun Showers. And we're going to have these buff non-Sun Shower creatures. I'm actually going to buff this one so I can attack. Because we're going to return these to our hand. Our life total is actually, they didn't attack, so it's still at 22. I sort of thought we'd be facing more pressure here. Is there anything they can bring back? I mean, not yet, obviously, but I sort of like this card is like has surprisingly good numbers, and I just don't know what the whole gimmick with it is. I guess if you play a bunch of foods, does the third level ever do anything, or is it just 2 mana plus 1 mana? It has the first two abilities, and it throws around some counter. It's an 0-4 that throws around some counters, and even when the 0-4 gets traded off, it still throws around the counters. Um, I really don't know. Just something I haven't quite been able to figure out. So this is gonna be a 6/6. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay. So yeah, if you play the enchantments, that works. But we can just steal this. Does it have vigilance? No. Okay, they haven't played. We're not gonna block. We'll take 6. I mean, 6 is a lot of. Oh, we could have brought that down. That's interesting. Yep. Perfect. Okay, so what happens if I steal this? And I don't think I want to gift a card. I'm always really hesitant to gift cards. And I kind of like that if you don't gift the card, if they then get this back, it's going to be tapped for a long time. What exactly do they have going on here? Repel. Ooh, repel on that one. Interesting. Do they have a second repel? Huh, that's super interesting. I feel like I would have always repelled the other one. And here, I guess we'll just put counters here because we don't need to overload this too much. They're probably not playing a 7/7 anytime soon. What can they get back? Nothing still? Yeah, I think I maybe keep getting caught viewing this as an engine instead of just like a fine value card. Okay, that's a card. That could do some stuff, right? But it only puts it into play on your turn. Okay, do not return this to owner's hand. That's an interesting one. If I play this, targeting the forest. Oh, I forgot I had expend. I don't think I have any raccoons here. So we can play the sun shower and we can still play this. We'll load up that other one. Does this do anything? We could obviously. I guess I just didn't even realize that had flying. We could have destroyed it. We could destroy this thing. We might just draw a card. Carrot cake. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess the carrot cake is also something this is good with. You definitely want to target the whisker, right? You get a free. I mean, I don't want to highlight it for them, but yeah, okay, you get a free creature. Do they whiff on it? Wow, that's unfortunate for them. So I could destroy their enchantment because it does set up this pretty well. But I think we're just going to draw a card. We want to keep our engine going. And our engine is sort of sputtering out here. Okay, I think we want to buff this enough that it can attack through. Because we have 3/5 power things. We actually can't make this any bigger here. Oh, I could have played the forest and made that bigger. I like holding the forest just so they don't know what's going on. They have to block all of these. So I guess that I play the forest, this would survive. Yeah. Yeah, I do a bunch of stupid stuff, obviously. But one thing I do say a lot is that, I like holding cards in hand because it makes it play around stuff. But you should probably pay more attention to like concrete on the board stuff than holding cards. So obviously there it would have made their blocks a lot worse if I had just played the land. And now I'm like giving myself a chance to lose the game because it's not like they could play around anything there either. So I basically just gave myself a chance to lose the game for no real reason. Um, so I would suggest like you try not to do that. Don't be me here. Yep, we're trying this again. This thing it gets so large. And see now we can play more force. And we'll attack with all these creatures. Do they have any good blocks? No, I mean all their blocks involve them losing creatures. They have to at least chump, so they can't double block, right? They have to block at least two things. So they can. No, I don't think you can do that, right? Because you don't have enough mana for this. Um, yeah, I guess we're more interested in the life gain, but yeah, I mean they could have survived this turn. Maybe they just thought long term they weren't getting out of here. Probably true. So good first win. Um, we didn't even get a. I mean, we did get the Mistbreath Elder engine going. We didn't get it with the Pawn Profits, but see that's why I love Sunshine. It's like cheaper. Pawn Profits really nice because you keep drawing the cards, but at some point you do just want like it is hard to just thread 2 mana every turn compared to just the 1 mana. And the Sunshroud gives you a ton of on-board presence, so I've liked it. This hand is one of those hands that won't do anything if we don't draw more, engine stuff or Pawn Profits. Again, if you just draw a bunch of Pawn Profits, everything sort of falls into place. Um, I think we might just want to Paw Patch at the end of turn. Yeah, see, I can make foods too, but your card is way, way better. Um, so yeah, we can play this, draw one, and we might just make this a 2/4 and attack. Not that I think are we the beatdown? I don't know. We can beat down. The problem is I feel like our characters are not characters, characters fine. Creatures are so fragile that if I were to make it 2/4 and try to stay back on defense, I feel like they might just be able to donk us off at some point. Corpseberry afterwards. Okay. Let's pawn profit. Okay. And now we can just stay back. This is actually nice if we get the Elder. Maybe then we can get the Calamitous Tide going. Okay, so yeah, they get forage value. Yeah, you really want to still get the forage value when you're playing this. But yeah, none of their creatures are big enough to attack yet. Calamitous Tide is actually nice against that card. I expect them to kill our what's this called? Yule? Yule. No, Eluge? Eluge? I think it's Eluge like Deluge, I guess. Is it ever better to play the Sky Skipper here? I don't think we need to do that. So this now costs 5. So next turn, I think we might just do this. If I imagine they're killing Eluge, right? They can't get Polywallop. They can get Osteomancer. We might just take control of that. We really don't want this to start tapping and recycling things. Okay, okay. We'll take 4 if they attack. Yeah, no blocks here. So this is a 5/5. If we bounce Osteo in this thing, this goes to a 6, so they have no blocks. What are we discarding here? Probably the Sky Skipper. I feel like we can thread everything else better. Attack with this. This will go to a 6. They have no blocks. Targeting my own land. I mean, they can block, but they just don't have any that are exciting. Next turn we can remember we can always Long River for 6 damage if that stays alive, and that does start to put some heat on them. Wix Witch Holder, they have a 6 in the graveyard. What are the chances they get? Ooh, they got a 5 in the graveyard, but this is a 6. Okay, so that wasn't the ideal Wix Patrol. We're not blocking here. This is actually sort of dangerous for them to do. Like, if I just go Kidnap on this thing, how many cards do they have in hand? A bunch. So if I go Kidnap here, and they can have the gift. The reason I'm letting them have the gift is because I have so many things in hand. By things, I mean creatures. I mean, they have so many things in hand that I think it's likely that they just win. Oh, so there's this. Okay, so this, if you put a flood counter on your island. Oh, yeah, so you should put flood counters on your islands because it still gives you the benefit. Okay. So if they can't kill the thing, we're just going to attack in for lethal. Play an island. Play this thing. Yeah, they had nothing. This was a little risky. If they kill this, we're sort of in a position, but any blink ends up winning it for us. So yeah, I should be putting flood counters on my islands because it reduces the cost of my future spells, even if they were islands to begin with. Um, so is there anything else I want to play instead of anything? I have such a jam-packed deck of cards I like. I'm still thinking Mind Spiral, but I think it's maybe because we just drawn the Huge both games in a row, so it seems like the Mind Spiral would be more powerful because it'd be really cheap. But the Spell Gyre is nice because you can cast it on the opposing turn as well. Because that so Huge reduces the cost of one spell per turn, but you can get 2 uses per turn cycle out of it. Yeah, so on this week's edition of Greedy Keeps, I'm gonna Greedy Keep this. I believe there's a forest on the top of my deck. That's just something I strongly have always had a huge belief in. My opponent's playing some cards. I think that's great. Um, okay, so I was wrong about the forest thing, but no matter. I just don't like mulliganing. I have fewer cards. I like all my cards. I guess if you can't play your cards, it's not that helpful to have all the cards. Hopefully they don't have anything useful. Maybe they think I'm bluffing a counterspell with all my stupid islands. I do have a counterspell, which just costs 4 for some reason, so. They do have 6 mana, no 5 mana. Okay, I mean, what are they? They're playing Daggerfang duos. This is what we're worried about over here. They'll have 6 mana next turn. If I can bluff them off attacking now. Aha! We got this goofy thing. Oh my god, they're gonna see. The problem is they're gonna be so excited that because they have, at this point, they have to have some removal. So they're just like so excited they get to use their removal now. That I've just played a bunch of stupid cards the whole game. Okay, so we're not blocking the Daggerfang. That's what are we doing there? What we'd like to do next turn is attack into whatever. Hopefully a 4. Oh, we'd like to not have to attack into that. Although we might do it. So I think I want to go like full control. Attack. Make this cost 2. Because the thing is, we're gonna like they have the Daggerfang duos, right? What are we gonna do about that? Did I play land this turn? No, I didn't. Um, Specifically for this. If we're trading off anyways, what do we care if we play land? Um, yeah, I mean either direction is fine. I mean they can buff this or something. So yeah, we're gonna have to trade off for a Daggerfang at some point. So let's do it now. We'd love to draw another forest. Although Pawn Prophet's nice because it can be played for blue. We'd love this just to the forest. Beautiful. Okay, so we're still actually a little card light here. It's one of those things where like I remember reading an article years ago, and I forget by who it was by. Maybe Paulo Victor. De, oh, I'm gonna get it. I don't want to. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm getting his name wrong. But Paulo, I think maybe. And again, it might not have been him. But it was about mulliganing, and there were hands that people were looking at, and some of them were just. Someone was saying, like they were keeping a hand, that needed to draw a land, like a mountain, I think it was. And then they drew the mountain, and the person just says to them, "See, you drew your mountain, and your hand still doesn't do anything." And I think that's sort of the situation I'm sort of finding myself in here, where I'm drawing my lands. Did they kill my thing? I don't love them killing my thing. I guess I mean, they got a little value out of that. I just want to be able to trade off with the Dagger Fate. They don't actually have any cards in their hand. I do need to kill this thing before I play my Kidnap. Well, I could do it at the same time I play my Kidnap. So they'll get another land. They'll have a bunch of lands in hand in play. I guess they have 7. We have 6. We actually ended up with a bunch of lands in play, even though we sort of were mana screwed. So this can kill anything on the board or any non-land. Oh, they got a little sky. I don't like Grotto that much. I understand the purpose, and basically drawing my card here, so it's hard to get too upset about it. Yeah, we're willing to trade off all day. We just can't get that low on life. If they want to cast their remaining card to make them win this combat, yeah, okay, I guess we take some damage, and we are getting low on life. Um, they're just not that upset about it. So I don't want to use this, but like I said, I want to be able to kidnap, but I think we need to draw a card. I think we just need to be able to see stuff. I bet we can bait out the kidnap with this thing. Or the bramble thing. This is only as a sorcery. I'm sort of close to just long stock brawling here. And they'll just have a fish. I mean, obviously I really hate that, but I think we need to. The fish won't do anything unless they kill the patchwork banner. If they kill the patchwork banner, we have the kidnap ready to go. Again, we do need to draw some kind of engine, right? I guess specifically pawn profit into like Long River Lurker. I think we've already used our Spell Gyre. Calamitous Tide also works. Maybe we keep a land in hand so we can Calamitous Tide eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit the Patchwork Banner here. Then they can attack for 2. 1 bounces off. Oh, they can just kill my creature. Um, but that's still a choice, right? We're on like a pretty long clock. Yeah, getting all these islands isn't helpful. We definitely drew enough lands eventually. Whatever they play will kidnap, like their first good creature. I don't know if that's a good creature, but it is a creature. I mean, it's nice if they forward some of their resources away, although they have, I'd say, a bunch of resources in that graveyard. I think we'll just sacrifice the food, go up to 10, go down to 8. We'll probably just kidnap this thing, put all the stun counters on it. No, not gift a card. Yeah, I just don't like gifting the card. I mean, especially here, it just lets them kill it a lot of the time. I mean, we still need to draw something else. I guess the argument is that no, I don't think we need to start foraging. We have a lot of turns before this possibly comes online. So the argument here is that if you give them you do brick them. What can they return that's good? Just more dagger fangs, I guess. Oh, bushy bodyguard is actually a nice return. Okay, we're getting low. That overprotect was good for them. Okay, this card, I mean, it does shut down some of their offense. Oh, I guess it's actually it shuts down all of the offense, I guess. Yeah, we've drawn a bunch of lands, which is definitely hurting us here. If they have overprotect, I think we're dead. How many lands do we have? 1, 2, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 in our top 23. I guess we're just blocking here. They'll get something back. Yeah, maybe that was a bad block because they're getting something back now. They'll get the Bushy Bodyguard back and get 2 creatures into play. Yeah, I could see that being not a good play. We really need to draw a Pawn Forfeit or Calamitous Tide, otherwise I think we'd have a tough time winning. Because Bushy Bodyguard is going to put a lot of lethal threats on the board. Yeah. Um, so yeah, Pawn Forfeit or Calamitous Tide I think are the 2 cards that get us a little bit out of this. And even then it's like Pawn Forfeit into a bunch of stuff or Calamitous Tide into a bunch of stuff. Both of those, unsurprisingly, are card draw spells. Sky Skipper, I guess, like keeps us alive if they have nothing. So we're gonna do it. Like, I'm sure they know we have nothing here. We need them to have nothing. I mean, they could have overprotect. If they have overprotect, I don't. I guess it doesn't matter how we block. Maybe it matters. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't attack with everything there. Because I like my position a lot less if they attack with everything. It seems like they don't have removal. Because I feel like they would have played it. This is coming online next turn. Oh, unfortunately, we did just put our Calamitous Tide on the bottom, it looked like. So the revealing when they put stuff in random order, I sort of wish it showed you there was some way it showed you the pile of cards that was on the bottom, even if I don't know the exact order. Okay, lands not doing much for them. What, did we get a free turn there? Okay, I'm gonna play this land. I think I will forage now. I don't think we have any ways to get spells back, but if we do, I'll keep one in there. Okay, so I mean we got our kidnap thing back online. Oh, they had a moose. Okay. So that's not great. Moose is a big fella. So removal spell wins it for them because I have to double block the moose and everything else kills me. So I actually do want to make this bigger. I think if they attack with just the moose, I'll triple block it. If they overprotect, they just win. But if they overprotect, they've won a million times already, right? If they want to kill their own thing, I guess fine. I guess maybe they have like Hazel's Nocturne at some point. Okay, Pawn Forfeit. I mean, am I just gonna deck myself eventually? Is that what's going on here? I really don't have like any kind of good way to break through, I don't think. Yeah, I think there's like a decent chance I just deck myself. What's like my biggest like Mistbreath Elder into bouncing Sunshower Druid a bunch of times? Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to pound with this thing because it just trades off for the 3/3. And it's not like they're out of low to life total. I guess they could also deck themselves. Oh, this makes everything a lot tougher. We can like trick them into decking themselves somehow. Whenever you sacrifice one or more foods. Oh, do they sacrifice the food but not the forage? It costs the same mana. I mean, they can make all their squirrels huge, right? And we can't block, so we're probably dead here. But like, they could be huger, I think. Is there any way? Yeah, what if we just do like this? They can only make it so big. Like you double. I guess you can only forage once. Yeah, that's why you wanted to forage. Is there something I'm missing? Maybe they don't realize that if you forage. Okay. Oh, I should have blocked the other way then. Yeah, I mean they just win here, right? If they just swing with everything. Okay, so I probably knew the sticky tongue was there. There's a copy of any creature on the battlefield. So I can get their thing. And then like, this only works if you only get the squirrels if you sacrifice the food. So I think I actually just want a flying pawn prophet. Or actually probably a flying sticky tongue because it's bigger. Equal to the mana spent. Right, because this doesn't do anything for me because I can't make enough food. Again, I'm going to deck myself. I could bounce the Mockingbird. I just say just like cast 2 cash grabs and deck themselves for no reason. Let's see if they just let me fly in for a bunch of damage for no reason. Yep, okay. So my plan right now is to fly in for a bunch of damage, and then eventually Long River Lurker. I think we're going to try to Hunter's Talent this thing down. This will be the creature we control. This will be this thing. It looks like their hand has nothing. If I attack with this, is there any way they block? No, yeah, I think I'm fine just getting that damage in right now. I don't want to draw more cards because I'm going to deck myself. I cannot stress enough that I'm going to deck myself. If they have any cards in their deck that aren't blanks, I'm going to lose. Oh, if they just make me draw cards, I'm going to lose. Huh. So this does have reach. So I literally can't cast these cards. I just don't want them to know they're dead next turn. And there's no way to get them dead this turn, I don't think. What if they just attack? I think they can just kill me here, right? I'm really hoping they just think they have one more turn, so they don't do anything. If they just attack me, I think I might be dead. Okay, they have. I guess they can play this at any point. Okay, I mean, so does this mean I lose to? I don't know. Might as well attack with everything, right? Yeah, if they have anything, I lose. If they don't have anything, they have another moose. Okay. I think I have two unblockable creatures. Wow. Yeah, there were a lot of misplays from both sides flying around that game. Um, yeah, that was really something. Honestly, I might retire on top there. No, I'm not going to resign the draft, but I might just stop the video there. I don't know if we need to keep going for now. These gameplay videos take so long to make. I'm already up to 45 minutes of recording time, even longer of real time. Um, so yeah, I might just take a break there. Maybe I'll finish the draft later and record the end of that. But yeah, that was a pretty wild one. I think they definitely could have killed me a few times. I always say don't bluff with the lands in your hand, but I think we did manage to scare them off of attacking a few times. Um, we had a pretty interesting deck. And I guess we still have it. This is like sort of your, like in terms of commons and uncommons, like a pretty idealized frog list. Um, we do so. One of the issues with these type of decks too is you have this situation where you can draw a bunch of cards, but none of them do anything. And it's like even if like your pawn prophet was a demonic tutor and said search your deck for a card at some points those games. I mean, we did want to draw like Calamitous Tide, but obviously at the end we didn't want it. Um, you just don't have anything that does anything. And you can't punch through. Look, I mean, the Long River Lurkers helped us punch through. The Mistbreath Elder combined with the Suntrower. The Mockingbird was very good there, obviously. It was the only card that did anything. We had to trade Eluge early. But, we're really in danger of just never drawing a card that matters. Like, we could draw an entire deck and just sit there, and our opponent could sit there with a couple 4/4s in play and just say, what are you going to do about this? And we would have no answer. So, we managed to get through that. Obviously, we drew all our cards. I mean, towards the beginning, we drew all our cards and they were just lands. But towards the end, we sort of drew our cards exactly on time, and it worked out really well. So yeah, I think I'm just going to cut this. This was a I get stressed out, This games are stressful for me. So yeah, we'll cut the video here. But I hope you enjoyed this. I'm trying to move away from gameplay videos. I want to make more of the sort of slideshow, sort of guide videos. I know that's not for everybody, but there's so many great gameplay channels that I sort of like the more like theoretical aspects, sort of type of style that Sam Black does a lot of the time. Um, that's someone who's like sort of a inspiration in terms of like what I'd like to do content wise. So yeah, thank you for watching. Sorry for rambling. Have a good one.